So to ensure you don't wind up going down the pit road at 37 miles an hour, while everybody else is screaming past you at $1.50, make sure that you have that button. You don't have to press it, so long as it's there, it won't automatically turn on. The reset button, if you wind up on your roof, and only if you wind up on your roof. If you're spinning off the track, something like that, you can't do it. If you're on your roof, you have to tell us, in this case it'll be myself, that you are on your roof and you need to reset. I will clear you when you are clear. Do not just willy-nilly hit that reset button. You gotta tell us. Alright?
Yeah, because if you reset into someone and cause them trouble, that's a penalty.
That's some Kevin LePage BS that we don't need.
Yeah.
Alright, so that overtaking on the start and restarts. You cannot go inside of. You can't look there. You can't breathe there. Don't think about it. Don't do it. All right, because that will get you penalized. All right, you can go high. You can go high around somebody if there's room, but no need to be a hero in these races, especially early on. That being said, the leader will be calling the starts. The initial start is the only time we will be double file. That call, as a reminder, is a courtesy. The leader's car hits the line, y'all are good to go.
So you don't have to.
Well, the leader is required to call it, but it is a courtesy. You don't have to wait to go for the leader to say it. If he's on the line, you hammer down. Pace speed here is 70 miles an hour. That's 70. If you wind up cautions, we'll go over cautions real quick because it feeds into this. Caution is two cars getting together, two or more cars getting together and spinning, flipping, doing whatever shenanigans they're going to do. If it's just one car getting in the wall, loses the draft, even if he gets backwards, that is not a caution. Don't be saying caution unless it is a caution.
And two cars touching and rubbing the wall and losing the draft is not a caution.
Exactly. That being said, like I said, the caution comes out nice and smooth down. No need to hit the brakes. No need to pile the field up. Just take it nice and easy. Tips you want to get him if he's showing online?
Who?
Chunky just sent a message.
Listen, he's too late. It's well after the quarter till. You know what I mean? Listen, no offense, guys. That we're strict with that this year because it just, you know what I mean? It's a pain in the ass. See, for us trying to go pick up somebody. Now he didn't hear all the rules and the bullshit, and then he causes bullshit in the room, and you're yelling at him, and I don't blame you. See what I'm saying? So this is why we do this.
Once the drivers' meeting starts, that's that.
Yeah, exactly. There you have it.
So a couple other things, like I said, overtaking. Do what you're gonna do when we're racing. As long as you keep it above the yellow line. If you go below the double yellow line, you cannot overtake. It doesn't matter if you got force down there. You cannot overtake below the yellow. If you get sent down, if you do wind up down there and you do wind up overtaking someone, give the spot back, or you will be penalized. Even if it's not in the race, you will be hit with a post-race penalty. We'll be keeping track of that.
Yeah, guys, you have to serve. If an official gives you a direction in the race, you have to follow it. You know what I mean? It's just that simple. And if you, it's not. And everybody here is a race marshal in a sense. I mean, everybody here that knows the rules can call anybody out on breaking a rule. You know what I mean? Just that simple. I mean, we don't want fist fights or nothing, but if somebody's illegally made an illegal move, you're allowed to say, hey, look, you passed me under the yellow. You can't do that. You got to give that spot back. Just because we don't see it doesn't mean you can't call it out.
And that does actually bring me onto my next point. Again, this is just a housekeeping bit, but it still bears saying. If something happens, take it with a grain of salt. If you really feel like you got wrong, we'll give you the one line. We'll give you the, hey man, what was that all about? That's it. Don't go, hashing off. Don't go facing off with someone. If you have a quarrel, and it applies for this series, it applies for every series in the SCL now that we're into the points. If you have an issue with someone or something that happened, submit an incident report to the Sunday Cup League account. But don't be getting after it during the race. Focus on racing.
Exactly. No argue amongst each other. If you got a problem, you send it along with your proof. You have to have proof, or it didn't happen. Along with your proof to Sunday Cup League account. And what I mean by proof, there's a dozen feeds. You may see it on my broadcast. But I highly recommend everybody record their own races, whether it's using our second YouTube channel or using your own YouTube channel, or for those of you that don't know, if you double tap your share button real quick, it will start recording your race for 60 minutes. That's default, okay? And that's as high as it'll go. You can lower it, but you can't raise it, okay? So, and then when it quits recording, if the race is still going at 60 minutes, a little thing will pop up on that same left corner up there telling you it's done. You can double click it and do it again. That stores directly to your hard drive, all right? And then in your videos where your pictures and shit are, as long as you only have 2 videos in there, you can always save a third one. You can save the first 35 minutes of the replay of the race, okay? But if you got 3 or more in there, it won't do it, all right? Just letting you know some ways you can record. And anybody that wants to record their races to the second YouTube account can just ask me, send it to Sunday Cup League or any official, myself, anybody, for the username and password to it. We will give it to you, but you're responsible for your own actions. It's no different than in here. It's only for our races, and our races only, not your practice room, not any other bullshit. You know what I mean? And that's that. So it's up to you guys. Are you ready to race?
1 second.
Yes. Hell yeah. All right. So the last bit, cautions tonight. We will have 6 of them. We will have 4 before lap 23. Once the leader ticks over to lap 23, we will have 2. It doesn't matter if we have cautions left over from the first half. We will have 2. That being said, once the leader ticks over to lap 38, we will be green to the finish, no matter what. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So, real quick, the last bit. If you are broadcasting tonight, it is the SCL Season 26 LMS 150 at Daytona. And if you want to throw your name in there.
Yeah, guys. Yeah, you don't even have to put at Daytona if you don't want to. The LMS 150 will name it if you look at the schedule. But it is nice to put like Silver, or I put Kips after mine, or whatever. Just shorten your name a little bit afterwards. That way, if you're looking for a certain feed, it's easier for you to find and us to find. All right, guys. I am going as soon as we get into the room. I'm going to party chat, and I won't be back unless Guntar sends me a message. I need to come back over here for some reason, which I doubt. I'm gonna get the winners tonight for sure. I ain't screwing that up again.
I'll make sure I bring my mint.
All right.
All right, boys. I'm seeing nothing but thumbs up. Here we go. 5-minute qualifier.
Let's go,
Good
boys.
luck tonight, boys and girls.
Good luck, guys.
Use your head, guys. Use your head.
Remember, you can win it in turn 1 on the first lap.
Okay,
I said something very similar.
All right, YouTube fans, this is Kip's Hauling Ass, and we are about to witness the all rookie field tonight. Late Model Sportsman 150. They are the Boss 302R Mustang. Totally stock, no pitting allowed. You get what it gives you. No fuel consumption. You do have tire wear. And right now, they're doing their 5-minute in-room qualifier to set the field. That being said, I'll throw on the timings here. And I'll try to go mid-pack here. Try to get a few of the cars in the background view maybe. But what a field we have, let me tell you. The rookies are excited too. They all was hooting and hollering and carrying on. Silver is certain he's going to win. We'll see how that works out for him. All comes down to good, clean driving in these cars. We've got a newly formed team in there tonight. We have 62 Motorsports. It involves the team owner, Blondie's Mister, and his newly found partner, Foxy Plays Games. They'll both be driving the 85 car. We have some independents in the field, like Rockabilly, Run It Back. That's just to name a couple, there's more. So far, it looks like Boosted has the best lap time here. We'll see how this works. And Run It Back, the one I've been talking about, took it to the top, then Wanma snuck in, took it away from him. Run It Back is my pick to win tonight. We'll see. Along with, well, I don't know. Blondie's is looking pretty good if he can keep his car under control a little bit. These are a lot easier to drive than the Cup car. I would imagine he's going to have a good shot too. That's my two picks. Run It Back and Blondie's Mister, but we all know these cars are dead even. It's going to come down to driving, and any one of them can win it. We've got several teams represented. We've got Silver from Benson Speed Equipment. Let's see here. We've got Wanma from Extreme Motorsports. We've got Rich, Boosted, and Webloom, all three from Inside Line Racing. And again, the newly formed team, as I said, 6-2 Motorsports with Blondie's Mister and Foxy Plays Games. So we'll see how this works out for them. And again, several independents. We got Itchy Boy Squash in there, Rockabilly, Run It Back, Shadow Factory. He's getting lessons from Guntar, I hear. So we'll see how he does. He may have a good shot tonight also. Guys, and I'm never going to count out Rockabilly. He's sticking around through thick and thin with this game and getting gradually better each and every race. It wouldn't surprise me if he sneaks his nose up in there somewhere too. It's Your Boy has been having engine problems. We'll see if he continues or not tonight to have engine problems. It looks like Wama is your pole sitter. There it is, Wama. Then Shadow Factory and Webloom for your top three. It's Your Boy and Foxy pulls up 4 and 5. Blondie's Mr. 6. I'm Boosted 7. Run It Back 8. Rebels Photo 9. Silver Bullet 10. 11 is Merlin Jazz Flip. 12 is Rockabilly. 13 is Rocket Boomer. And Kips is obviously doing the broadcast, and on the Sunday Cup League account is Guntar running the room. He's probably giving them a few shouts here, explaining a couple things to them, and they're picking their looser stable setup. We'll see how this plays out. It's Daytona, you know. It's the crapshoot of all races. Anybody can win. This car has an amazing 6-gear draft. It can get a run. I failed to mention myself in there. I'm sure the Guntar on the Sunday Cup League account done warned them about the 3 wide. It's not the best option. Can be done in these cars, but it's still not the best option. Hey guys, real quick. Guys, real quick. I do want to tell you, these cars got a hell of a good draft in 6 gear, but 3 wide isn't always the best option. So think about it hard before you try to pull it off. Okay?
Thank you.
I'm going back though. I've said a little piece about all of yous, I think. All right, there's our field. Just waiting to get the green light. Got Wama on the pole. Shadow 2, Webloom 3, It's Your Boy 4, Foxy 5, Blondie 6, Boosted 7, Run It Back 8, Rebel 9, Silver 10, Merlin 11, Rock 12, Boomer 13, and that'll round it out for you guys. We'll see what's going to happen here. I'm going to stick with about mid-pack here, run with Blondie right off the bat. Throw up the speedo so you can see some action here before I take the interface away. I like giving everybody the best view possible. I'll flip through cars once in a while, but generally I like track side so they can see how their performance is. And right now we're in Blondie's car. And here they come across the line. They'll get in single file this session and then double it up the next time and go. There is no pitting, so there won't be any strategies here, and someone's doing the wiggle trying to warm those tires up. That's one of our newer rules we've added, because the reason for we don't want them doing that and don't want them gassing and letting off, we want them to hold their half a car to a car length, is simply because it makes for way better restarts. Everybody's nice, even, ready to go. And it doesn't really do much for them anyway. Some of the guys have found their headlight switch. Give you a little bit of history lesson here. We've been running the late model, gosh, I don't know how many seasons, but every time we do, it's our biggest turnout ever in all of our platforms. The late model is the, for some reason, it's the most competitive. I guess just because the cars are somewhat easy to drive, very controllable, so even that it just makes for great racing, and everybody loves them. So we decided this year, instead of having the rookies no place to race for championships or anything when they don't make it into the big races, that we'd open this to the rookies only first, and you see what happens. Look at this. We've got a full room of rookies vying for a championship in these cars, and it also teaches these guys how to drive close to each other, big track awareness, know how close they can be before they touch, you know, just side drafting, everything. Teaches them it all in an easier car to drive, but yet still very competitive. They're doubled up here. They're getting ready to come by, they're getting ready to come into 3 and 4 here. And once they hit past pit lane in the tri-oval, it should be a green flag. Let's look at our leaderboard here real quick. There's the lineup. You got Wama, like I said. And he's chosen the inside, I believe. And let me take a look here. You know, the pole sitter is the only one that gets a choice of inside or outside. Everybody else, it's odds to the inside and evens to the outside. So here we go. It's looking good. They're getting ready to come by the pit lane and head into the tri-oval. Let's see if we can get a clean start here. And we are green flag, and they're off. And we're riding in Blondie's Mister's car, and look at this. He's already shooting his way up. And just what I said. There's our first caution. That is our first caution right there. And by the way, I didn't mention there's we did them a favor today. We put a few extra on the board, knowing this is a rookie class. We put 4 yellows before lap 23 and 2 yellows after 23 to lap 38, because the last 5 are always green. So that will make should make one of 4. I'm not in the room, but it should make one of 4 because it was a clean start. And every start thereafter now will be single file. So this should make for a little better go this time around. There's no pitting, so they will all line up and go this time around, providing everyone's there, which they are. So let's see here. And if you want to know how I know positions when I don't have the screen up, if you don't have it, I recommend, highly recommend, it's an app called RS Dash. And it is spectacular. Tells us lots of things, including the people and names in the race. And right now, Shadow Factory is taking the green flag. Here they go. Green, green, green. Oh, and just like that, Blondie's Mister has just pulled right out in front. He's got Webloom behind him. We'll see what happens here. Let's see, it's your boy's 4. We need to watch that car. He may have some engine problems, but right now it is all Blondie's Mister. But I'll tell you, these cars got one heck of a draft. He ain't going to be there for long. It's looking like we got Shadow on the outside. Independent driver. Getting help from the Green Mountain team, I presume. Oh, there must have been a caution in the back of the field here. Let's take a look real quick. Yeah, it has to be with Boomer and Silver. And run it back. They're 1, 2, 3. One car coming. Looks like Silver caught the brunt of it. And they're all here. So they will go green again this time by, and that is number 2 of 4 already before lap 23. They've completed 5. They're on 6 here. We'll see what happens. Show you the screen in a minute. They're on 5, getting ready to take 6. Sorry about that. But Blondie is still up front. Webloom, Shadow, and It's Your Boy behind him. Wama in the 5 spot. Rebel Photo 6, Foxy 7, Merlin 8. Oh, and Guntar is running. I didn't know he was. He is running. He will not score. Wherever he places, he will not score. That's how it works. If a vet gets in the field for any reason, they do not score. But how it works is, let's say he gets 3rd, just no one gets 3rd place points. Everyone else gets points where they scored. We're not moving anything around just to make it easier. So I would suspect the Shadow may get a little help from the Sunday Cup League car of Guntar. We'll see. They have a good relationship with Green Mountain, even though he's an independent. We're coming past it. Here we go. Should be green once again. Green flag. There it goes. There goes Blondie. It's your boy's car's having a few issues here. Looks like Wama already heading to the outside, trying to make it work. You get a real run off of that high side with these cars, and look at this. Uh-oh, 3 wide. This is never good. We'll see. These cars handle good, though. It's very easy, very possible. Uh-oh. That was lag from It's Your Boy that caused that wreck right there. And that will be caution number 3. I'll be right back, folks. I have to go to the game chat real quick. Hey guys, real quick, can you hear me? Okay, listen up real quick. That was It's Your Boy's lag. So Yeah, so if it happens again with Itchy Boy, sorry Itchy Boy, if it happens like that again, we're gonna have to black flag you simply because it's wrecking guys. That's the only reason. No other. But we'll send you to the back right now. But if it happens again, we'll have to ask you to just retire to pit box. You don't have to leave. Retire to pit box and monitor, and you'll still score the last place spot. All right. If it happens again, no, he can't because I'm on the beta. So, all right, guys, I'm going back. And that was 3 of 4, correct?
3 of 4.
Okay. I'm back. Once again, I'm back here. We had to send Itchy Boy to the back. He's having technical difficulties and reminded him if it happens again and causes another caution, as bad as we hate to, we're gonna black flag him. But with that being said, he can retire to pit box and still gain the points that he earns wherever it shows him in finish. You know, we can't help it if your connection is bad and causes some engine issues, so that's all we can do about that. But back to it, Blondie's Mister's leading them once again to the green flag, and here we go, green, green, green. Oh, we got one out. I don't know if that was single car or not. We're gonna find out. It's Merlin. Obviously, it must have been single car. They're still going. And boy, they are struggling to get Blondie's Mister. They should be able to reel him in really quick here on the back stretch. We'll see. I'm going to bring up the screen and change down to about web loom here. There we go. We'll get a better view of all of them. Yeah, look on the outside up there. Wanma making that outside work. He knows how to use it. Look at him trying to side draft. And he's stepping ahead a little bit. We'll see what happens through the tri-oval here. He'll probably lose out a little through one, but he'll gain it on the back stretch, I would imagine. Especially with cars behind him now to help. We'll see. Depends how the side draft works here, guys. These cars have an incredible behind draft and side draft. You just have to know how to use it to your advantage. And boy, they are side by side. Two guys in the back should line up with each other. If they did and ran a good qualify line, they would be able to catch these guys that are battling up here. That's another rookie thing there. Oh, and that's going to be your fourth caution. That's going to be your fourth caution right there. It looks like Shadow got, I don't know what happened. One of them got loose there. I think it was Shadow. I have to go back and watch that again. But one of them got extremely loose. Come up and took the other one out. I think it was Wanma. I'm sure it was Wanma. Took Wanma out. Doubt it was intentional. Now we got some more wrecking action going on down there. Now you have to remember, guys, it's where you land under caution. If you pile up, you join back where you get. You don't get your spot. So it's going to be Blondie's Mister, Web Loom, and Rebel Photo for your top 3 on the restart. And that is number 4. And they're on lap 10, getting ready to take 11. So it will be green until the leader crosses into lap 23. The next time they go green, which is possible. It could be this time by. So we're going to see some green flag racing. And you watch and see magically how they straighten up when they know there's no more caution. But guys seem to drive a little better when that happens. They are rookies. We'll see what happens here. Boy, Blondie's Mister is making it look good for the newly formed 6-2 Motorsports team. Foxy is having some difficulty. He's running back in 11th. We'll see how he fares trying to get back up to this. Let me see where I'm at. We'll run mid-pack here again. We'll go with Rockabilly this time. We'll ride with him. He's an independent in the 86 car. Here we go. Green flag. Now it's green until the leader crosses into lap 23. They just took lap 11. The start of lap 11. We'll see how it goes from here. Oh, and Rebel coming down in front of Blondie gets the run off the outside and has taken the lead. We'll see how Blondie likes this. I think he's going to be somewhat of a fairly aggressive driver from what I've seen. And maybe a little too much, I'm not sure. We'll see. Boy, he is really up the bumper of Rebel. Doing a great job. Uh-oh, uh-oh. Now these cars are out. I'm going to switch views. These cars are out. It's still going to be green all the way. I'm going to ride with silver now. Still green until the leaders cross to lap 23. And right now, Rebel is still leading Blondie. And Run It Back has moved up into third, along with Webloom fourth, and Silver still holding tight on to fifth. You want to see something, you watch that sixth place car boosted get one heck of a run when he comes off of this. We'll see if he's got anywhere to go with it. Not yet. He didn't have anywhere to go with it. Run It Back's playing it safe. I don't blame him. It's Daytona. It's a good place to be in. Third place on the bottom. Nothing wrong with that. The high side, you always got to worry about, is the car below me going to slide up? You gotta trust whoever's underneath you. That's for sure. And especially if they get three wide. In the Cup cars, three wide through the corner spells disaster, and three wide on the straight even is very hard, especially like through a tri-oval where you got just a slight turn and the cars get a little loose. They'll swing out and hit each other. These cars not so much. And Merlin has picked up the fastest lap. His we're still trying to make that outside work up there. Foxy's in behind them. It's boosted in Webloom, I'm sure. They're gonna, if they draft it right, I'm telling you, if they draft it right. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. See, that's something good about these cars, guys. You can touch, and that's why these cars are such a good learning tool. You can touch and still save the car, as you just seen. I should have been paying a little more attention. I could have told you who those two were. But you still have Rebel out front, Blondie second, Run It Back third, fourth and fifth on the uh-oh, Webloom's moving up on the outside. Trading places with Run It Back. We'll see what happens. They should be able to make that high side work. They're just not quite, they haven't quite figured out the cars yet and how to use the draft to their advantage. Once they figure that out, it will be a huge race difference. You watch these guys by the end of the season, it will be a completely different race. All right, taking lap 15. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 9 cars. 9 cars in the lead pack. Let's see what's happening in the backpack here. Let's see what's happening just for a brief moment here. Okay, It's Your Boy's by himself. Rock's by himself. Boomer's by himself. Yeah. It's a rough go for them. They need to hook up. If they all wait for each other, believe it or not, as long as these guys are 2x2, they can catch them. But they have to hook up. And that's something these rookies probably don't know yet. After this feed, they might. I hope they learn a lot after this feed. That's the purpose of me trying to get in these rooms and do it. Now, mind you, if there's a 15 spot of rookies, I will be out, and it'll be Gunstar only hosting the, or myself on the Cup account hosting it, and probably not broadcasting because we will be officially in the room. But we want to try to broadcast as many of these as we can. As you can tell, with no more cautions until lap 23, have you noticed how much better they've gotten? They're not trying the 3 wide and all that kind of stuff every lap. Uh-oh, Blondie's coming out to the high side now. Let's see what happens. He's tired of running second. He's going out to try to pass Rebel and get back on the front. We'll see. He's close to clear, not yet. Maybe another lap. Depends. Now, if he knows how to use this side draft, he can get him right here. We'll see. They're just 2x2, behaving themselves for the most part. And he's not quite clear. He's not clear. Oh boy. Rebel very nicely gives it to him. Blondie was not clear. I hope he watches the feed and sees that. Uh-oh, Rebel's getting a little loose behind him there. Blondie will probably give Rebel a little apology after he sees the replay here. I'm sure he didn't do it on purpose. See, guys, that's another thing. Things like this happen, and he wasn't definitely purposely trying to go across someone's hood. He just thought he was clear, and he wasn't. Uh-oh. I see 3 wide. Let's see what happens. Uh-oh, we're going to lose a couple. Oh, my. It's Shadow, Merlin, Foxy. Let's go back to the front. See where we're at here. See who else we still have. All right, we got Run It Back in front. Now Rebel in front. Blondie's Mr. Run It Back, Boosted, Webloom, and Silver are the only cars in the lead pack. Hopefully the rear cars will hook up, and if they do, they should be able to run these guys down, especially before the end of the race. But if they're, I'm not sure they'll do it by lap 23, but they can run them down as long as they're up there battling like that, and especially the 3 wide right there. That's really not necessary and kind of dangerous. We'll see. We've seen a little touching there. These cars handle good, but there's some more touching. And I believe that's, I'm not sure which one's in the middle here. Let me have a look. It's Rebel who is in the middle. Or Run It Back, one of the two. They're both in the independent car. It's a little hard to tell without bringing up the screen. Doesn't really matter. I'm giving them both credit for driving pretty damn good. It is Daytona. Accidents are going to happen. And guess who's in the front, boys and girls? The man who thinks he can win more than any other. It is Silver Bullet from Benson Speed Equipment. Uh-oh, we got one in the wall. Let's see if he gets off and keeps the draft. He does. And Run It Back makes a move on Silver. I'm sure Silver's content running where he is. He's probably telling Run It Back, in fact, right now, I'm not going anywhere. I got you. I'm pushing you. We'll see here. Rebel on the outside, trading spit with Run It Back. Boy, they're just not getting that side draft action yet. Let me check the, they just hit 22. They got another one to go before cautions are allowed. Let me check the driver's screen here. Let's check back with Merlin. There's Merlin, Shadow, and Itchy Boy, all three. If they run together, they can catch up. Let's see here. We've got Rockabilly by himself, Boomer by himself still, Guntar by himself still, and Foxy by himself. Let's get back up front here. Silver still holding third. Actually second, depending on the outside move. Woo, Silver slides up, gets a little air, dirty air there, but he doesn't make contact, gets it back under control. And Blondie's Mister is just desperate to get back up front. I can see it all over. I can see it written all over. Ooh, that's close. That's close over Silver's hood there. Cautions are back on the board and allowed. We'll see what happens. Usually, though, with cars this spread out, I'll just tell you the truth, it could possibly go green the rest of the race. And look at that. Did you get a good shot of that? The good thing about YouTube, you can rewind that and look at that. The inside row is just bumper to bumper. The first three are tight as they're knit tight and helping each other, working well, keeping those guys from the outside at bay. Even though, if they use that outside right, they will pass the inside, or can. Let's put it that way. Not necessarily will. These guys are going to learn how the draft works, especially the side draft. Uh-oh, we got a cone in the works. It's stuck right now to web loom, I believe. Oh, there it goes. And Run It Back, my pick, is running first right at the moment. And my second pick, Blondie's Mister, is in the 5 spot. Telling you, team owners, look out. Run It Back's going to be a good one to pick up, a good one to teach. Silver's coming on strong too, learning a lot in this league. He had a rough go at first, you know, with settings and different things, but he's starting to get better and better, and has more confidence, I would think, than any other rookie in the league. He boasts his confidence and isn't afraid to try to get into any race, even though he may not stand a chance. He tries. Uh-oh, we got some contact there. Looked like Webloom come down and touched Rebel a little as Rebel takes the lead from Run It Back. Uh-oh, Blondie's Mister touching, weaving. Let's see if he saves it, and he does. Let's see if he's got enough to keep the draft. If he does, he's going to get a run from hell, and he will make moves. When that happens like that, those front guys should have just got together and ran away. Again, this is a learning curve for them. Are they really 3 wide? Or, oh my gosh, look at this. Boosted, got a beautiful run, and cleared the 3 wide to take the lead. Very nice job by Boosted. He's got Silver behind him. Silver's trying his luck at the high side now, and Blondie's Mister is hooked up with Webb. They'll be up in no time now. They'll catch these guys in no time with the others 2x2, and they will have a giant run, depending where they get it, if they can use it or not. And here, Blondie's Mister's looking to the outside, knowing he's going to get a big draft here. I think he's got some racing under his belt. He's just a little aggressive at the moment, and he'll learn. And look at this. What did I tell you? He got the huge run, and guess who's in the lead now? Blondie's Mister. What a nice run. Nice pass for the newly formed team of 6'2 Motorsports. His teammate, however, Foxy, is currently picking up the slack in the back, but that happens sometimes, folks. It can happen to anyone at Daytona. It's a crapshoot. Now they're all together. Tight formation. They're not going to do any passing there unless they learn some new tricks. They're not getting those huge runs. Uh-oh, we got one on the outside, making it 3 wide through the corner. And we get one in the wall because of it. He's dragging his feet. We'll see. It was, I think it was Rebel. No, Webb. It was Webb. And Webb has lost the draft because of it. I think. We'll see. I can guarantee you Rebel is not going to lay back for him because he's going to have their draft. And again, like Blondie, he's going to have a huge, huge run when he gets it. And depending where he gets it, he could pass all these cars for the lead just as Blondie did. We'll see what happens. Webb does not give up though. He is definitely hanging in there trying to keep the draft, but I'm not sure he's going to. The fact is, I'm not sure that Rebel's going to have it here. Let's see. Something may have happened. He's slowed back. Let's see what happens here. Yeah, I thought... Boy, it's hard to say. I think he's losing ground. Let me watch the timings on my RS dash here. And I can tell you his gap. Right now, his gap is 1.162. Yeah, I think he has lost the draft. And remember, guys, just because two cars touch, get together, and rub the wall, and that's not a caution. It has to be spinning or a full-blown wreck. You cannot just rub the wall, lose the draft, or run out in the grass, right back up onto the track, lose the draft. That's just not a caution. So we got Run It Back and Blondie's Mister on the inside. Well, we did have. Run It Back chose to go up to the outside, probably to block, but ended up getting himself in a little trouble there. And Silver slipped down into the 2 spot behind Blondie's Mister. With Boosted just laying back and waiting. See what happens here. Uh-oh, Silver's high to the outside, trying to use the draft. He is. He's using it. Let's see if he can make it. Oh, man, we've got a lap car involved now. It's Foxy, plays games, who's on the newly formed 6'2 Motorsports team. We'll see what happens. And look at that. Run It Back comes off the high side and takes the lead back once again. Using the long back stretch for a draft, side draft to take it. There are no waiver rounds either, so if something happens to where Foxy gets overtaken by the leader and a caution comes out, he will start wherever he's at. He does not get his lap back, but he will start wherever he is. they are lapping Foxy right now. He did the right thing though. He knows he's slow, but he should have stayed on the tail end of this pack anyhow, but I guarantee you he has lost the draft. But that's part of being a rookie. He's learning, so good for him. I'm glad he's learning. I'm glad he respected the faster drivers. Very good job by Foxy. So once again up front, run it back, independent. Blondie's Mister in the 6'2", I should say, Motorsports. Silver Bullet representing Benson Speed Equipment with I'm Boosted for Inside Line Racing. Tell you what, Shadow and Webb back there have made up, or is it Shadow and Rebel? Hold on, it's Rebel, I think. Let me take a look here. I'm gonna jump to them here. It is. It's Rebel and Webb. If they catch things right, and run together right while these guys are battling up here, they could catch them by the end of the race, but it'd be hard. It'd be really hard. They have to drive just so smooth, such a fast line. And as I said, guys, I mean, it hasn't happened yet, but it's possible. They have 2 cautions left until the leader hits lap 38. But like I said, usually once they're used and it goes green for a while and the field separates, this is what happens. It's usually green to the finish. And if it's green to the finish, we have, at the moment, I'm patting myself on the back here a little bit, but the 2 picks that I picked to win the race, Run It Back and Blondie's Mister. We'll see what happens. Silver, though, never lose faith in Silver because he has more faith in himself than anyone. And that goes a long ways. And as you can see, they're going to push to the outside, and I guarantee you Silver's going to get by and come down. There he is. They made the outside work for him to get by Blondie's. The front spot, though, I call that the shitting duck spot, because if you're in the lead and someone's behind you far enough to get a pretty good run, you better know how to drive, or they're going to get right on by you, because you are a sitting duck. And they just crossed into lap 36, 2 more laps, and it's green to the finish. There will be no more cautions available in 2 more laps. And look at this, Silver's down on the bottom. Only got 1 guy outside. See what happens here. Uh-oh, Silver going a little high there, trying to and Run It Back. I think he may clear him by the end of this end. We'll see. Nope, he's not going to clear him. Didn't have any help. Blondie's daring up, looking, thinking about it, and he had Run It Back there in the way. Let's see if Run It Back can play his cards right this time after the tri-oval. What kind of run he gets out of the corner here, and what kind of side drafting he does, and see where he ends up on Silver. And look at the run, look at the run. He's almost there. Let's see. He's not going to clear him. Silver come up and took his air away. Uh-oh, little rubbing. Easy, fellas. Easy. It's going to be green to the finish when you cross this line. It is. It's green to the finish no matter what happens. It doesn't matter who gets tangled up where. This should be a pretty good finish, because I have a funny feeling there's going to be some 3 and 4 wide through the tri-oval. And don't kid yourself. They wad themselves up too hard, and Rebel will cross the finish line before they do, even though he's fairly far back. Rebel's 5.5 seconds back, but I'll tell you, if they wad it up, it's not hard for him to gain that in a hurry. And while I was looking away, it looks like Blondie has come back to the front. Uh-oh, got Silver moving, jumbling there a little. Easy. Uh-oh, we got some rubbing. Are they going to keep the draft? Is Blondie's Mister going to keep the draft? Uh-oh. If he gets a big run here, if he catches them, he's 1.3 behind. Those two need to line up instead of run against each other. Silver and Run It Back, if they would line up, Blondie's Mister would not stand a chance. But I think it's too late. I'm not sure. Blondie's Mister still... I think he's losing time. He's 1.4. He's 1.5. They better do the smart thing and stay together. Blondie's 1.7. It's coming down to Silver and Run It Back. I can see it now. Blondie is... he's too far back, but I will say, if Silver and Run It Back rub, do anything crazy, it's there we go, just what I said. They better hang on to it, or Blondie's Mister is going to win this. Join the track safely. He did. Boy, what an exciting last lap. Look at this. We got 6 cars. 6 cars now, 3 for sure in the final lap. It's Blondie's Mister, Boosted, and Run It Back, 2 of which were my picks. What an exciting finish. I'm not sure that Run It Back, I think he's got enough room. I think he's got room to make something happen. Here it comes. Here they come. Let's see what happens here. Uh-oh. Blondie's Mister's going up to take it off a Run It Back like a... Uh-oh. He's blocking. Here we go. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Coming across the line. It should be Blondie's Mister and Run It Back. 1, 2. I think Webloom 3, Rebel 4, and Boosted 5. But we'll have to wait and see here for sure for official stuff. Let me bring up the charts here. And we'll see. I'm pretty sure that's going to be your finish. Pretty sure it's going to be Blondie's Mister, Run It Back, Webloom, Rebel Photo, and Boosted for your top 5. Silver got himself in a little trouble there, or he would have had his first win. What a nice finish. Very nice for the rookies. A lot of green flag racing. Hats off to them. Great job. There it is. Blondie's Mister 1, Run It Back 2, Webloom 3, Rebel Photo 4, I'm Boosted 5, and Silver just outside of the top 5 for a little bit of steering box issues I think he may have had there. Not sure. But what about the newly formed 6-2 Motorsports racing team? Blondie's Mister takes the win in the season opener of the Late Model Sportsman. I'm Kip Solanass. We'll see you next week.